Hello, Talkin Fight fans. Thanks for tuning in to today's special episode of Knuckle Up with yours truly, Mike Orr, and our special guest today, the man who has started Peach Boxing, who are making waves around the world with their elite prospects. Isaac, thank you for taking the time out to come and talk to me today about your great stable and your background in boxing. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, nice to be here, man.
Thank you. Let's talk about a little bit about your background. When did you? What age did you start boxing at?
I started boxing about 18.
18 years old. Did you have much of an amateur career?
Yeah, about 70 odd fights.
Excellent. So what made you want to decide to turn pro?
Just gets to that stage where you're just fighting for the sake of fighting. It's pretty small down here, so there's not a lot going on with a lot of stuff here.
Right on. And so when you were coming up in your stages of your boxing career, what was the scene like in Auckland? Was it a big scene? Is it growing as years come on?
Yeah, I suppose the scene's all right. I think the reason what we're doing now is because I didn't really like when I was boxing. There wasn't much pathway or to kind of go to that higher level, and we're kind of making a pathway for these guys to be able to fulfill their dreams, really. Yeah.
Right. So, what year did you start your gym?
2013. I started the gym.
2013. And
there's two.
You started up the gym, and
yeah,
it's in West Auckland, correct?
and we're still.
Yeah. So it's based in West Auckland. So you train amateurs and elite prospects. Honestly, you got a great stable. Your coaching, or sorry, your training style is definitely, you can see it in every prospect that you have. They kind of have that similar style, that brawler, boxer, puncher. This is definitely a signature of yours, and you're producing these great prospects. Can you run us through the process of what it takes to go from the amateurs at your gym and then turn into pro with you? Maybe run us through a bit of what that's like.
Yeah, man. We've only got probably 7 or 8 amateurs, probably about the same amount of pros. All the amateurs get taught to be pros. So to be quite honest, I couldn't give a crap about amateur boxing. So we use amateur boxing just to teach them how to be pros. So stylistically in that, I don't try and make it so they can win little amateur fights. I try and make it so they can hurt people. So we've got young amateur boys knocking guys over, and they're knocking guys over, which is pretty cool. And occasionally they'll lose on points because they won't tap enough or whatever the amateurs want. But yeah,
that's great.
So it's definitely a pro style, and from the day they come in here, they get taught to be pros, and amateurs just used to produce pros.
That's awesome. Honestly, yeah, they do have that style, man. What I call it is the peach style. I call it the peach style of boxing. It's something that just, you can tell, man. Like Mia, we've talked to Mia a few times. She's got a great story. Honestly, she's a highly decorated pro now. I know you guys are looking to move internationally with it. Were you with Mia from the beginning, and as she moved into the pros?
Yeah, Mia came to me. She's pro fighting her life. She didn't even want to be a pro, but I'm not really interested in boxing unless you want to be a pro.
Right.
Like I said, I don't like amateur boxing. I don't like the officials. I don't like the way it's scored. I don't like anything about it. I just like the fact that it can sort of blood young people to become pros. Yeah. Right. And Mia's one hell of a tough girl, man. Pro boxing suits her down to the ground. So she's a lot of fun. Things are a lot of fun. I'm training her and put her into fights. Yeah.
Definitely. She's made a lot of noise in the boxing world. Honestly, I can't wait to see her, internationally and on that big stage. What are the plans for Mia in the next year or so, other than that celebrity making of a champion?
Well, when she makes celebrity making of a champion, we're still waiting on the phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, look, we just want as bigger fights as possible. We'll take whatever fights come our way, as big as they can be.
Right,
Bigger the
right,
better. Want more titles. I think she's ready for that. We've got to fight in a week and a half against 11-2 girl from Thailand. That gets Mia down to the weight. The reason of that is to get Mia to the weight she's going to sort of beef now on, which is super bantam,
right.
maybe feather, but it's a bantam we can make. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, bring on whoever. I think a big thing of boxing has been scared to take risks, and we're ready now to fight whoever comes. We're not scared of losing,
Right.
but we're not going there. We're going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Honestly, all your prospects right now, man, they're all sporting undefeated records, and honestly, we're going to be interviewing your whole stable this week, man. I can't wait. I'm super excited for it. Tomorrow we got Andre the Russian coming into the studio. You want to run us a bit through like him and how you found him and how he came to be part of the Beach Boxing Club?
Yeah, Andre turned up as a sparring partner for one of my other pros, which I don't have anymore. Um, and he was just a loose young kid, really. He was, I don't know, 19 years old. We talked about going pro because he wasn't boxing and he wasn't an overly good amateur.
Right,
Um, and he made the decision to train with us, which took a month or so because it's not. I don't think it was what he was used to.
right.
And once he turned pro, that was away he went. I mean, it suits some people. Pro really suits some people, and he's another one that it completely suits.
Right.
He can be himself. He loves the camera. He loves everything to do with being a pro, and he can fight, so,
Oh, definitely you can fight.
which
I
helps.
believe he's 19-0 right now, right?
He's 19-0, and he's ready for big fights.
That's
Um,
excellent.
yeah,
Um, then we got Jerome Pampaloni, another one that's making some noise. He's been making headlines over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, give us a skinny on him, man.
James only been fighting for about 5 years, but
Right.
he's a freak. James a freak. His ceiling's crazy. Like he could be a world champion for a long time. People don't see it yet. They're starting to see it.
Hmm.
It's starting to come out. I think in his last fight, it's starting to show a
Yeah,
bit.
his
Um,
last fight was very impressive, actually.
yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited to see where he goes.
Definitely. What are the short term plans for him? Say 6 months to a year. Where do you expect him to be?
We're going to cruiserweight because apparently we can get a fight with Jai Obertai because Dean Lonergan's promoter of Jerome and Jai. So we'll take that fight. We'll fight anyone. So if
Right.
they're going to offer us a world title, a lot of people say that that's a load of shit, but Dean can make it happen. We get ranked in the top 15 next minute it's on. And then
Yeah.
people say
Exactly.
Jerome can't beat Jai. Well, no one thought Jai could beat Breeders. We're going to smash Jai. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Right. That's right. He definitely, I do like his style, man. He's got that very aggressive punching style, man. That's definitely that's one of your signatures, right? Like that's what you teach your pros to do is come through and always push that pace and control the pace of the fight. Um, can you maybe break us down with some of the training style that you use to teach that?
Um, yeah, I think my philosophy really is if you can't punch, you can't be a pro. I think unless you're highly skilled, like a Mayweather style,
Right.
you can't be a pro unless you can put some sort of fear in your opponent at the top level. You've got to be able to punch, or you're going to get found out. Guys are going to walk through you and knock you out. So first things first, you need to be fit and you need to be able to punch, and we'll go from there. But,
Right. Do you
but
do you,
definitely an attacking style and kind of not being scared to be hit, be in
yeah.
that zone where you can be hit. Because when you're getting hit, you're in a position where you can knock guys out. Being on the
Exactly.
outside, you're not knocking anyone out. Yeah.
So you're always making your guys train for the finish, correct? You always want them to finish, no distance here.
Yeah, it's kind of getting used to being in positions that you shouldn't be used to being in. And if you can get comfortable in sort of those positions where punches are coming your way and you are in danger, but you can relax in those positions, you're halfway there, man. And most people can't. And it's just repeat, repeat, repeat.
Right.
Getting hit a lot to get used to not getting hit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then you got David the Great White Light. Definitely love his alias. Rolls off the tongue real nice. Another one of your undefeateds. He's 18-0 right now in the cruiserweight division, correct?
Yep.
Um, how
Yep.
did uh,
David.
how did, how did he come across joining Peach?
I boxed with David for a long time, so I've known David. He boxed with me for probably half of my boxing career, and then yeah, when I opened the gym, he sort of came to me. We were just mates, and now he's 18-0. He's had a bit of a shit run. He ripped his Achilles. COVID kind of stuffed him up, so everything kind of went. We didn't fight for a year and a half, but then he just had a first round knockout in the States, so we're back in the game, and yeah,
Definitely.
I think he's ranked number 8 in the world now. So
I believe so. I think he is ranked number 8. Yeah.
so yeah, the world's his oyster, man. We've got big fights for him coming up, and yeah, it's exciting.
It's definitely exciting. Definitely exciting. That's why I had to, I just had to approach you about doing this week long interview of all your stable and your fighters, man, because you guys are definitely making some waves internationally. People are starting to know the Peach Boxing name, and I thought I'd just help you get your name out there, man, because I really respect uh, your training style and what you produce, man. I think you definitely are producing world champions, man, and you definitely are making them. Then we got Erin Walsh. Let's talk about her a little bit. I profiled her about a month or so ago on the show. Amateur, very highly decorated amateur, correct?
Yeah, yeah, she's just been to Commonwealth Games. She got a bit of a tough draw, and she got knocked out in the first round by the Nigerian. I don't know if the Nigerian got silver or gold, one of the two. But same, like, to be honest, I don't care so much about amateur boxing, so it was a bonus for her to go. It's in England, and she's Irish, so she got to see her family and all that sort of thing. So I think that was more of a bonus than blooming fun. But
That's
she can come home and turn pro now, so
that's excellent. That's excellent.
yeah,
When
I think that'll suit her.
when do you think that pro debut will end up happening?
Well, I've got to have that talk with her. They'll probably say, "Do you want to go for Olympics and all that crap?" But
Yeah.
if I had my way, I wanted to probably have a pro debut in November, maybe something like that.
That would be
Have a fight this year. Pro debut this year would be good.
that'd be great. Honestly, then another woman to honestly don that Peach name. You also throw your own events. I noticed that you put on some Peach boxing tournaments. How many have you
Yeah.
done, and what's that like to promote your own events?
No, we done heaps, man. We've got one in 2 weeks. So like I put on events just to get my guys fights.
Right.
I've done the first 10 fights of David, first 10 fights of Jerome, first 10 fights of Russian. We just tick them over. We try and get 10 fights in their first year to get them 10-0 as pros,
Right.
and then step up from there. But yeah, it's just blooding fighters, my events. I'm not a promoter. I don't want to be a big time promoter or anything. It's just purely to get numbers on the board and get experience for the guys. And I mean, a lot of guys say they can't get fights and they can't get this, but you can if you go do it yourself. But we make it happen. I think that's the success of our gym is we don't rely on people. We make it happen ourselves.
Right.
You know.
Well, definitely, it's a recipe for success, man. It's been doing well. I know you get good numbers on your streams for your events and everything. I've watched a bunch of them live. I can't lie, man. It's a great event. You do put on a good show, and you definitely are stacking that card with your fighters, man. They definitely put on a show every time they're in there. I
Well,
love.
we'll have probably like next week. We probably have 14 fights and 12 of them will be from our gym.
Wow. Wow.
Because I'm not interested in blooding other people's fighters. I mean, that's another thing with me. I'm not here to kind of help boxing. I'm here to kick ass.
Right.
I'm here for peace boxing to kick ass. And I think that's the attitude you have. And all this PC, let's be friends with everyone shit is rubbish. And I tell my guys, man, we're here to smash everyone. And that's the attitude, not this, let's go and have friendly gym sparring and shit. We're here to knock you all out.
come in and lay out. That's what you're there for. I get that, man. That's a great recipe, man. What's a day in the life of your training camp? You're getting your fighters ready. What time do they start? What time do they finish? And what do you run them through throughout the day?
Man, that's the other thing. Like we only train once a day. I work full time. I run a plumbing business. Jerome works for me, so he works full time. He's my only worker. Wow. Andre used to be full time. Andre's now got like a personal training sort of a
Okay.
business, but he's still getting up early and doing that stuff. David works. Mia does personal training and runs classes here. So everyone's working.
Oh wow.
And then we train from 4 o'clock, between 4 and 7, depending on what needs to be done and who needs what. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're just one big happy family, really. You guys are
But I
definitely a
like
close.
them working. I know a lot of people try and be full-time athletes. I think it's a real negative if you're sitting around doing nothing. And I think getting up and having a purpose and working during the day, I find the fighters go a lot better than sitting around and pretending they're something special and turning
Right.
up and doing an hour and a half training or whatever it is.
Right. Um, I know you got to have some funny stories about these guys, man. You're kind of close. Do you have any good? You have any funny stories you want me to talk to these guys about throughout the week? Is there anything I can mention that'll that they won't expect me to ask them?
Oh, you can ask all them. They'll have all their own stories.
All right.
You see them every day. Shit. Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome.
You'll have fun tomorrow. You'll have fun tomorrow with Russian.
Oh, I definitely, I'm super excited for that one. He corrected me on the way to pronounce his name the first time I profiled him on the video, and that's how I actually got in touch with him. So, and then to find out that he was part of Peach Boxing, I was actually super surprised. I didn't know he was part of Peach at the time, and it's great. What's the long term goal for Peach? What do you want to like? How do you want to grow it? Where do you want it to get to before you're satisfied?
Um, it's kind of. I want to go big. I want to open another gym, a feeder gym. I want it to go really big. Basically, I'm still plumbing. Plumbing sort of sponsors the gym in a way. So if I stop work, it stops. Money helps, right?
Yeah,
To
of
put on
course.
events, to do everything. So trying to get in a position where I can not plumb, open a feeder gym, spend more time on this, or spend all my time on this. My wife's heavily involved as well. So we're getting to that point. I think we'll be another year or so off till we can kind of get to that.
Right.
But yeah, we want to go big and we want world titles, and that's why we do it. We're not here to make up the numbers.
Right.
I think I've always said that from day one. We want world titles, and people probably laughed. And now we're getting closer and closer. We're still way off,
Right.
but yeah, we're
You guys are
we're trying.
you guys are the name. You're in the name for New Zealand. Mia, she's got 4 titles now, correct? I think.
Yeah, she got 4 New Zealand titles, but
Yeah.
she's ready for a world title.
Yeah.
She could beat any of those girls, man. Just no one wants to fight her. That's the problem.
I know, man. She's. I tell you, I've showed some people some of her fights, and there's the one where she fought the taller girl, had her hair done all red, the same. I can't remember her name now.
Oh,
She fought,
Michaela.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah. I'm telling you, the power shots that Mia fed her in that opening round, I couldn't believe that girl was still standing at the end of that.
you
It
gotta
was
remember, like these girls, their records are bad, but they're hard kickboxers that had heaps of fights. So they're
yeah,
hard ladies. 'Cause we're down here. We got COVID. We had to find fights.
right.
And she was 66 kilos. Like
Yeah.
Mia today, if you weighed Mia today, she'd be 57 and a half, 58 kilos. Like it's ridiculous. And she hits it hard.
Yeah.
So once you get us on this new program,
Yeah, that's
once
right.
you select
That's right.
her, we're going to kick some ass, man. Mia can be a star. She can
I definitely
absolutely be a star.
I
And
definitely think so.
I yeah, I'm excited to see how good she actually is because we haven't been able to fight one of these so-called good girls. But I watched their footage and I watched their stuff. Mia can kick their ass, man.
Yeah, yeah. So
She
I believe
can. I have
she's
no
got
doubt.
such an overwhelming, like it's like she can smell the blood like a shark. As soon as she can see it, she's in there. She swarms and she's just relentless with those punches. Like she can just let them fly. And wow, wow, she can kick
Yeah,
some ass.
she's got reasons for fighting, man. Fighting's her life.
Yeah,
Fighting now is her life, and fighting's probably the only way she can better her life for her kids. She's got 5 kids, man.
yeah,
This is giving her hope. This is giving her everything. And when she gets in the ring, she's got more to gain than anyone else when it
right.
comes to these girls. And these precious little girls that put makeup on and try and sell themselves are going to get knocked the F out by Mia
Yeah.
and put us on that show because she'll win it, man.
Oh, I believe so. I already told her I think she'd win that for sure. Guys, be on the lookout for Celebrity Making Him a Champion. You'll see that, man. Mia will be on there for sure. And definitely, I believe she's going to win it. I've already told everybody. I love watching her fight, man. The peach boxing way. The world will know about it soon, man. The world will know about it soon for sure. Do you have any amateurs that we should be looking out for that'll be turning pro soon, other than Aaron?
I've got two young boys. I've got a boy, Ahmed Azizi. He's from Afghanistan, of
Oh,
all
wow.
places. And he's one tough little guy. He's really tough. And yeah, he'll be, I'd say, a couple of years off
Okay.
convincing to go pro, but he's something really special. He's hurting kids. He's beating on kids. Like he's not playing amateur chess. He's hitting people really hard. And I've got another one, Sonny Marini, and
Okay.
he's going to go hopefully pro next year. He's only 16, so we've got to be I think 18 to go pro.
Right.
So he wants to go pro on his 18th birthday, but he's something special. He can really punch. And
Nice.
now, I don't know, he's 64 kilos at the
Okay.
moment, but he's growing, so who knows? But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's still going to get bigger, man.
yeah, yeah.
Great. What do you look for in the kids that that bring into your gym? What do you look for in them to know that they have the ability to go pro? What is it that you see?
Punching power, work ethic, and just that real hunger and want. You've got to really want it. And if they don't, then there's no point. I used to have heaps of kids. I used to have probably 20 kids
Hmm.
as a waste of time. Now I've got probably 4,
Right.
and I'm mean. And I've learned that over time that it's not having high numbers of kids, it's having the ones that really want it. And
Right.
if you mix the ones that don't want it with the ones that want it, that kind of messes with the ones that want it that bad. It can kind of, you
Right.
know what I mean? Mess
Kind
with
of
their
deter
attitude.
them. Yeah.
So having these young kids train with these guys that are starting to make waves in the world, they can't not fail. You know, they've got good role models, good work ethic. It's pretty cool.
Right on. Isaac, I'm not going to keep you too much longer, brother. Uh, I can't wait to interview the rest of your stable, man, and your fighters. I know I'm going to have so much fun with them. I know I'm going to hear great stories. You are producing some wonderful prospects, man. The world will know your stable, man. They will definitely. Mia's putting you on the map already. That's how I, came in touch with you and found out about your gym. And I think you're doing great things. Thank you for taking the time out to come and join me today, man.
So can I say,
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned it, but I train the guys, but my little brother is a massive part of it as well. And
Oh, really?
yeah, my little brother Bo. So me and him both train the guys,
Okay.
and
Excellent.
he probably doesn't get any kudos at the moment,
Oh,
but he
really?
does a lot of work, and he's a big part of it. So, and I've also got my other guy Sissy, but Boaz does a lot of work, and he's a big thing behind it. Yeah, and you'll see more and more of him
Okay.
as we
Actually,
go.
I'd love to get him on the show
Yeah,
and talk to him. Let him know.
yeah, hard out,
Yeah, definitely. I
100%.
definitely love to pick the brains of the peach boxing elite, man. Definitely, you guys are wonderful, man. Thank you for coming on. I'll let you get back to it because I know you gotta start your day. I know you just dropped your kids off at school in the morning and came here to do the interview. Thank you again, man, for taking the time to come and join me, Isaac. It's a pleasure. Maybe one day I'll get to meet you in person. Yeah, thank you again, man. Next
Hey,
time,
thanks so much.
yeah, I'd love to have you on again in the future. Anytime, anytime. Also, plug your gym, man. Let everybody out there know where you're at, where to find you, and then where they can find you on your social media.
Peach boxing on Facebook and Instagram, and yeah,
Excellent. Well, Knuckle Up fans, thanks for tuning into this special episode that kicks off our week of Peach Boxing interviews. Make sure to stay tuned tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got the Russian coming into the studio. Then we got the Panther Pampaloni on Wednesday. David the Great White Hype, the Great White Light on Thursday, and Aaron Walsh on Friday. Guys, we got a great week for you. So stay tuned. It's your man Mike or Ab4 and our special guest today, Isaac Peach out of
thank
Peach
you.
Boxing in New Zealand. To all the fans out there, we'll see you next time. Knuckle up.